Good evening. Today is Saturday, March 28th. I am in DC. As you can see, the Lincoln Memorial over my shoulder. So after a crazy week of working from home and the kids being home, and this is their second week out of school, everybody was going a little stir crazy, and we felt like we needed to get out. We thought about getting out to like a park or something during the day, but we had kind of a lazy morning, and just then the baby went down for a nap and we just never got to it. So it was getting kind of crazy around evening time, and we decided let's just throw everybody in the car and drive into DC, because there's very little traffic, there's very few people out and about, which is really good, really great to see. So we drove out around a little bit. While it was still light, we could see some of the cherry blossoms, which peaked last week, but they're still pretty. Unfortunately, it was hard to find a place where we could get out and walk around because all the parking lots are roped off, because last weekend when the cherry blossoms were at peak, the parking lots and parks were mobbed with people who were not respecting social distancing at all. And this is why we can't have nice things. So since people couldn't follow that, they closed everything down around the tidal basin. So we couldn't park and walk around there. However, there's still plenty of street parking along the mall, and just not very many people out, which is really cool actually. It's kind of eerie because it's got this kind of misty thing going on. It's not quite raining, but it's misting, and there's low clouds. So it's kind of this cool look to everything. And as the sun was setting, there were these cool colors in the clouds. So we parked by the mall and we walked around, and we walked up by the Washington Monument, and then we walked down here past the World War II Memorial. And then we walked to this spot, which is about halfway between Lincoln and Washington, and this is actually the spot where my husband and I got engaged nearly 20 years ago. So we've never brought the kids to this spot, so we brought them tonight as just part of our wandering around and trying to get some energy out and get a little bit of nature, and just relax and have some fun and try not to think about stressful things for a while. So that was a cool thing that we got to do. There are a number of people out jogging and walking dogs, walking with their families, and everybody's kind of getting to the sides of the paths and giving everybody space, and it's very nice. It's like we're all you kind of nod to each other, and there's a sense of camaraderie, like we know we're in this together, and we respect that each other is out because we need to get out, but we're also respecting each other's space because none of us wants to get sick or get anybody else sick if we happen to be ourselves. So it's a different experience, and I'm glad we came down here. The kids are having a good time, and they're seeing parts of DC that they either haven't seen in a while or have never seen before, which is an unfortunate thing. We live so close to DC, but we don't come down here very much. So it's good to get them down here, and they want to walk all the way down to Lincoln, but we're parked way back by Department of Agriculture, so it's kind of late and we need to get home. So we'll hit Lincoln another time, maybe next weekend if we need to do this again. In other news, the last 2 days, the numbers of cases have jumped a lot in Maryland. So today I think we had 992 cases, so we're almost at 1,000. And we've had 5 deaths. And one of the deaths was actually a teacher in our county. Not from any of my kids' schools, but in our county, so that kind of hits close to home. Still no confirmed cases in our town, which is nice. Takes a tiny bit of the stress away from doing things like grocery shopping, but it could happen any day. So we're just hanging in there. Tomorrow my husband will go back to work, and I'll have another chill day at home with the kids before we start another crazy week of me trying to work from home with them around. And we're just taking it one day at a time. So stay healthy and keep breathing.